Alright my friends, hopefully you can hear me. So I'm finally going to do the alcohol wash, show you how to do it. So before you prep, you need all your normal gear. See, this is me actually in a suit, safety shoes and all, with your smoker and your bits and pieces. So the bits and pieces that you need: a jar. You can buy one of those super cool little Epivar, whatever they're called, shakeable ones, whatever. I've just got a standard jar. And here is alcohol. You could also use meths or soapy water, just something that's going to kill the bees straight away. A half cup, which believe it or not is around about 300 bees. So that's just a good way to just scoop straight away. And you need some sort of sieve. Just use the kitchen sieve, no problem. I've got a pretty flash double sieve, which you can also buy. So the bees will sit up here, and the varroa will fall down to the much finer stuff here, and I'll be able to count them in there. If not, just get a tray, doesn't matter. Alright, so I'll show you the easiest way to sample your bees. So, to sample for varroa, you need to get into the brood box. So as you can see, this is a 2 brood box hive. I'm hoping that the top is full of honey, so I'm going to go straight down to the bottom. But obviously if you've only got a single box hive, you don't need to do this rigmarole. Ugh. My frames are just stuck to, here we go. I'm also, because it's autumn right now, I'm also checking for weight. Oh, that's quite heavy. So, I'm okay with that. Now, these guys have actually already had some varroa treatment in for about 3 or 4 weeks. So, I'm hoping that I do not find very much, but, you know, let's see what's going on. This is quite a big hive as well, so hopefully it's working. Alright. So we want to go straight to the brood nest. I'm just taking out the outer frame. I don't need that right this second. And then we're going to go into our brood nest. Now, the problem we get with this is that you are going to have to shake the bees off the frames right in the middle of the brood nest. So if you are not super confident in finding a queen, I wouldn't recommend this at all. Because if you can't find her and then you accidentally shake her off, it's all over, like you've just killed your queen. So if you are not confident finding your queen, I wouldn't recommend doing it. I honestly would get someone else to do it, or sort of get a second pair of eyes or something. So if you're really not sure, you need to quadruple check and actually sight your queen, know exactly where she is, put her somewhere maybe on the end frame or even in a cage or something temporarily, so you know where she is, because you do not want to shake her out. Okay, so this is a brood frame. There's brood hidden under there. So there's no queenie on here. So I need 2 or 3 of these. I'm only going to do 2 because I'm a bit lazy. So I'm just going to lean that quietly against here. Those bees are not going to go anywhere. I just don't want to put it back in the hive. Lo and behold, if I put it back in, queen will probably go on there, and that will be a disaster. So, taking out 2 brood frames. Checking that they've got lots of brood on them, lots of capped brood. Checking that Miss Queenie is nowhere to be found on here. Obviously, if you spot her, you can tell me before I kill her. There we go. So 2 brood frames with no Queenie. Again, making quadruple sure Miss Queenie is nowhere to be found. So I used to work for a science organisation, and we had to do a lot of alcohol washes. And I really do mean a lot, like thousands and thousands. And we were pretty good. Very few times did we find a queen in our in our sample, so that was pretty good. When we did, that person always got stick for it, but you know, these things happen. But okay, if you've only got a couple of hives, you really don't want your queenie to be munched. So that was just a leftover varroa strip. All right, so now we are going to take our hive lid. So if you've got a cool little tray, go for gold. I'm not that fancy. So I am just going to prep all of this. I'm just making the bees get out of the way because I'm putting this on top of here to show you. I usually just do it on the ground, but it doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm going to prep by opening my alcohol jar, so the lid is already off. I've got my little half a cup right there, okay? So I'm taking my frames. Oops. You've already seen the problem. I accidentally put that frame back in there. Silly me. Let's try that again, one-handed. Can we do this? Oh, yes. Alright. Again, checking for the millionth time that there is no queen on here. Okay, so I'm going to shake these bees into this lid. Little tap, tap, tap. And we already checked this one, so she can't be on there. Alright, so I've got a whole lid full of bees, okay? They're just hanging out. Okay, we're going to give them a little shake down. Half a cup into my alcohol. Sad, but has to be done. Now, because we've done this all on top of our hive, we can shake those bees back in to where they belong. We can put our frames back in. Remember, our bees are just dead in the alcohol there. We don't need to worry about those too much. Put these little ladies back in, because obviously we've caused a bit of a kerfuffle. So we'll just put everything back together first. Again, those poor little dead bees aren't going anywhere, so we'll think about our live ones before we deal with our poor little dead ones. Alright, putting everything back together. Alright. Put our second box on top. Putting everything back together. Just to calm them down. There we go. Alright, I'll be none the wiser that they just lost about 300 of their brethren, but anyway. Alright, so we have a very sad jar full of dead bees, okay? Euthanized, they die so quick, it's not funny, alright? So now we're going to shake the bajingos out of these for a whole minute. I've just got some leftover bees in the lid here, which they need to remove themselves. Alright. Now, if I was fancier and if I thought this through, I would have another container that I could have underneath my sieve to save this alcohol, but for the purposes of this video, that's not happening. So, get out, ladies. You're going to get trapped. Alright. So all I'm going to do is pour my dead bees, which I've... So the shaking is because, yes, the varroa are dead as well as the bees, but the varroa hang on really tight. Even when they're dead, they're under their little sort of... what do they call, their little segments and stuff. So you've really got to... This is not for, like, extra killing the bee, it's to make sure the varroa has been removed from the bees. Alright, now I'm going to pour this through there, not on top of my hive. I'm going to quietly do it over the fence here when no one's watching. All I'm going to do is just dump this into here. Now I've got alcohol dripping everywhere. It's probably not ideal, but again, if I was slightly more prepared, I would have got another... I could have done water or even some more alcohol to pour it over top, just to sort of get rid of the, get them all out of there, but either way. Now I'm going to look down here, and I can't see very well with the veil on, so don't tell the bees I've taken that off. So in here I have 1, 2. So that's pretty good. 3, maybe that's a 3. That is not a 3. Alright, so you really have to know what a varroa looks like. I know that sounds silly. You think, of course you know what it is. But in here is little spots of detritus. Okay? So you've really got to know what the varroa looks like. It's probably not going to be very good on here, and I'll see if I can take a better shot. But that's a little varroa there. Where's my sunshine? Tiny little varroa there. There's 2 of them. There's another one down there as well. Okay? So there's only 2. But there's also other little bits of detritus and little bits of crap in there as well. So you've got to really know the difference. But there you go. That is the super fast way of checking your hive for varroa.